Support for this program provided by
Hello, fellow woodchopperoos, Chad here, and we are going back to my good friend Dennis Laney. We're going to go in his shop and take a look at another workbench that he uses. Now, we saw in the previous videos a little bit of information about him and his background, and then he showed us his main bench that he used for many, many years. Well, on this episode, we're going to see a second bench that he built that was inspired by none other than Roy Underhill. And after Dennis made it, well, he quickly realized that the bench kind of fell short for being a productive bench in his shop. So let's tune in right now and see what Dennis has to say in his own words.
This bench is resulted from me seeing a bench that Roy Underhill had, and I was very impressed with it. He refers to it, I think, as a French joiner's bench. And it was a type of bench that would have been able to be somewhat portable. And again, I'm not sure that it's as portable as that you wouldn't want to take it down every day. But if you were going to work outside, as many joiners did before the advent of air conditioning, or even electric fans, this was a fairly easy bench to move. The base is rigid. It's all draw pinned together. And the top is just simply held on by gravity. There are a couple of rising dovetails in the front, a couple of angled tenons in the back, and the entire top just slides down on those dovetails and tenons, and again is held in place by gravity. So my idea was that first off, I was just enthralled by the notion that Underhill had built this bench or something similar to it. I just liked the design, and it was as much as anything for me just emulating something that Underhill did. The other thing, I was very interested in wooden screws. So this was a perfect place for me to test my abilities in terms of making wooden screws. The leg vise is a wood screw. The tail vise is a wood screw with stay bars in it. And they're beautiful, powerful tools as far as work holding. You can get in a tremendous amount of force with a wooden screw because of the large diameter. The fast flighting, they open and close pretty quickly. But there are some limitations. The leg vise, for example, it seems that a lot of people enjoy the fact that leg vices have been around for years, but they've been around for years for a number of reasons, some of which are not that useful to somebody who's working from day to day right now. If you were only going to do one thickness of material, let's say you were going to be joining short pieces in 1 inch thick material, a leg vise is ideal, because what you have to do is you have to open the vise, and then you have to go down to the bottom and set the leg pin to a particular spacing, and then close it back up. So you can see this, by the way, this particular chop, or the vise jaw itself, is loose on this particular vise. But if I'm doing a lot of different dimensions, I'm continually having to get down and reset that pin to get my chop and the face of the bench parallel. So it does have that limitation. The end vise on the other side is, this one has no garter, so it doesn't extract by itself. So you have to pull it out. But it's a very, very strong vise. If I want to saw at this end, I can very easily, cross-cut work and so on and so forth. And again, it's an 1.5 inch screw. So there's a tremendous amount of force that can be applied on any work you're holding. But again, it's not quick acting, it's slow. So it's really aimed at somebody who's doing multiples of the same piece. It's literally a production bench. Again, it's very stable because it's all draw pinned together. But there are a lot of problems in terms of using it for one-off work, custom work. So, although I enjoyed making this bench, and I just love the size and the attitude that the bench kind of projects. But it just really has been kind of reduced to a place to put things like the drill press. But it's a one-piece slab of ash. In fact, the entire workbench is made of ash. Even the screws were ash. We did get in here. You see the dog holes on the leg. Again, this is for shooting long joints. And you just put a hold fast in any of these dog holes, and then you could work across to the bench top itself. And again, repositioning or doing multiples of long joints. If you were doing sash work, this would be not an ideal setup, but it would be an acceptable, adequate setup for doing sash work. But as much as I love it, this bench has been kind of consigned to its activity as a storage area.
Okay, there you are. That was Dennis' second bench, and now I know you are ready to see his third, final, ultimate bench. The bench that he says will be the last one he'll ever need. Are you ready to see it? Well, I'm going to make you wait until next week. That's right. Next week we're going to see it. We're going to reveal it. It's going to be a little bit longer of a video. So I wanted to spend time on each one of these benches so that you guys could really take it all in. So, as always, if you enjoyed this episode and enjoy the show on a regular basis, please like and subscribe. And if you would, please visit the sponsors that help make this show possible so we can do it regularly and provide it to you for free. And of course, as always, keep on dancing.